Hi guys, it's Finn. I've been asked to do a video specifically about my arm and how it's progressing and how I'm able to use it, sensation, movement, stuff like that. So this is that. Okay, so for the first couple of weeks after I had the surgery, all I was really allowed to do was just kind of finger movements, touching the thumb to each finger and kind of opening and closing the hand and just kind of generally just moving the whole fingers of the hand. I saw Karen for my 4-week post-op and she informed me just to start straightening the arm but not to rotate the wrist or anything. So I wasn't able to really fully test out how much or how little I could use the arm until last week when I saw Fiona, and she said that it was fine to take it out of the sling for longer periods of time and to begin just going through the full range of movement. Just I could then rotate it, but only just kind of gently, basically. So now I can do the full range of movement, but obviously taking my time and doing it very carefully. So at this stage, if I walk you through everything that goes on with it, the actual opening and closing of the hand, it feels really, really tight. And I think that is mainly to do with swelling. It feels, when I try and make a fist, it feels really tight round here at the moment. And if I try and squeeze, it is quite painful along the inner part of my palm, but it is getting stronger and easier. I'm now using it and able to pick up things, but my grip is not great. I'm okay when my hand's not too wide, kind of just at that level, but actually gripping anything out at that level is quite hard. I can easily touch my fingers together now. In terms of sensation, the ends of my fingers are still a little numb. It's definitely not as numb as they were in early days after the op. It's funny because when I touch anything, everything feels kind of rough, which is quite strange. And I've noticed as well that the hand is really sensitive to both hot and cold. Anything hot feels a lot hotter than it is, and anything cold feels a lot colder than it actually is. So yeah, I can do normal finger movement now. I can spread the hand out and close it, but both of those movements feel tight. Bending the hand forward hurts all the tendons back here. Back is not as bad, but again it's a bit painful in the tendons. I can rotate it, but it really aches in the wrist, and the scabbing has also been stopping a lot of the movement. I did a video, which you've probably seen last week, where I soaked the arm to remove a lot of the scabbing. I'll put a link up to that video. But since doing that, and I've lost all the scabbing around the wrist, it's actually a lot easier to rotate it like that. Moving the arm this way, which I was discouraged from doing at first, I can now do gently. But again, that feels quite tight, especially around here, and achy. The tightness is likely the stitching, because the graft is stitched all the way around there, all the way at the bottom, and then goes down this way as well. There are pictures of this up on my Tumblr account, which I will update tomorrow. So yeah, a lot of that is just tightness, but there is some aching in there as well. I mean, they take the main artery and a couple of nerves as well, so they have to get underneath tendons and muscles, so it's going to take a while for all that to heal. So I think when I'm doing that, it's really like playing on the tendons. So I feel really optimistic from what I'm getting back. I cannot straighten my arm. I'm trying my absolute best, but it aches in the elbow and it just doesn't seem to want to go any further. So I'm just persevering. Basically, as often as I think about it during the day, I am trying to straighten the arm, and I'm just taking it through its full range of movement, just going a little bit further every time with everything. Obviously not really hurting, but I'll just kind of like you do with any exercise, so I'll push the hand back maybe a little bit until it's kind of achy a bit, and then I'll just ease off, and when the pain eases, I'll go a bit further. Just like you do with any exercise, you squat, and then when you can kind of sit in the squat, you do further. So it's just common sense really, because you don't get given any specific exercises. I'm just kind of just doing normal arm movements, but very gently. I'm using it for everyday things now. I can't still hold a knife. I'm trying to hold a knife, but that's not working. So I guess the fine motor skill is still taking its time. There is one area that's troubling me at the moment, but I'm told it's quite normal. I don't know if you can see that if I come in here. basically, if I try and lift this up a little, this is where they take the artery from, and it's incredibly swollen around there. It's helped having it out of the sling, because if I hold it straight for longer periods of time, this does go down, but it's very, very swollen. So I'm trying to work on that as well, because I think that's probably not helping the inability to put it straight. In terms of the arm itself, obviously I'm only salt bathing it twice a week, so I can't really speak much about how much it's progressing in the tactile sensation. But there is definitely definitely areas on my arm I can feel more than others. But I can definitely feel it, and as I say, everything does seem to be increasing in how I can feel day to day. So yeah, now what I've got is a smaller sling. I bought this sling at the weekend, which is much less cumbersome than the purple thing, because I'm still having to elevate it, because as you can see, the hand is still swollen. Not as bad as it was, but the only reason I'm now wearing this sling really is just so I can keep it up above heart level, because that's the only way the swelling is going to go down. But with the big purple cumbersome thing, you couldn't really elevate it properly anyway, and then it would stop me doing anything. So I'm trying to balance at the moment between using the sling to elevate, but also having my arm out so that it can get back range of movement. Because obviously if it's in the sling, it's just going to keep it closed. So it is a bit of a balancing game at the moment. But what I have invested in, that I've heard really good, is these compression gloves. Now, it's a bit of a nightmare to get on, especially when your hand doesn't work properly. But, hang on, let me struggle in this thing. This is a compression glove. And they're used kind of like for arthritis and other kind of conditions which will make the hand swell. And what it does is it provides compression, which then helps the swelling in the hand go down. I wore it yesterday for 2 or 3 hours and it made a big difference, and I slept in it overnight and my hand wasn't as swollen this morning as it has been, because I've stopped elevating my hand at night. I couldn't hold it up anymore like that on the sling because it's pulling my shoulder, and I was trying to create a little barricade of pillows at night and put it on, but you know, now that I can move a bit freely, I wake up and the pillows are gone, so I'm often waking up in the morning to find the hand quite swollen. I didn't this morning with this. So what I'm hoping is this will allow me to use the arm more, but still not, you know, not swell the hand as much. So yeah, this is all a balancing act. Sometimes I'm wearing this, sometimes I'm wearing the sling, other times I'm using movement. So it's getting there, and I certainly feel very, very optimistic that it's all, you know, it's going to come back. It's just going to take time. It's only 7 weeks really in the grand scheme of things, and it has been in a sling for the first 6 of that, so it will take a while, but it's definitely getting there, and I can, you know, I can do most things. Andrew's pick and mix, you know, I can pick stuff up, I can scratch my nose, which is good. I'm starting to massage all my scars and everything, my donor site bum incision scars, and so that's good exercise because I have to try and massage my own bum, which is quite funny. Actually, trying to massage your own bum is certainly an experience. So just using it for things like that is really helpful. One thing that's good about these gloves, if you're going to get compression gloves, get the active ones, because they've got this kind of bubbly, sticky stuff, which means you can pick up stuff. Because where this hand fails is in its inability to grip anything really strongly. So sometimes when I lift stuff up, it just falls out of my hand. So because that's got a sticky grip, it also helps me pick up glasses and things. If I've got a glass, hang on, I'll get a glass. So yeah, this is what I mean. With something that's kind of quite wide, it doesn't feel very secure. So I can lift it, but I wouldn't want to. So with this, it means I can lift it and it will hang on to it as well. It has a double bonus of kind of compressing, supporting, and aiding me to pick up stuff. So yeah, I don't think that's too bad at 7 weeks really from where it was. It's certainly, ouch, he said, it's certainly a lot better, and if I think of the progression from where it was, you know, I'm very optimistic, but I will keep updating about it. As I said, my Tumblr will be updated probably later today, early tomorrow, with new pictures of the arm after I soaked it. Fantastic, done it again, brilliant. and a few other pictures as well. And I will also put a link to this at the bottom of this video, and there'll be pictures of it on my Tumblr as well. So yeah, any other questions, please do send them my way as usual, and I will update you soon. Take care everybody, thanks for watching, bye bye.
What's the